lovely souls. If this read is reaching you, I believe there's some message here that was meant to reach you. So keep the messages that resonate with you, leave what doesn't for the other people for whom they might have meant for. This is a general read to understand and do an energy check on the DMs and DFs and what's happening, because this is a very exciting time and exciting thing starting, I believe, from today onwards. So I wanted to do a general check on where the DMs are, where the DFs are, and where is their mutual energy. You could be on any stage of your twin flame journey. So this is not for a specific stage of twin flame journey, very honestly. Let's see the DM energy first. Please advise spirits, what's the energy that DMs are vibrating in right now? What's the energy that DMs are vibrating in right now? Please advise. Acceptance. Okay. What's the energy that DMs are radiating in right now? Trust. Self-love. I believe the DMs are going through some sort of a massive awakening right now, guys. If you're a DF listening for your DM, or if you are a DM listening for another DM perspectives, then I feel there has been in the recent past some sort of an upheaval that the DMs have gone through. Because only after that is this huge acceptance card that comes in, When you go through some sort of a tower moment, is when you finally you heal, you go through a healing process after that, and that's when you come into this acceptance phase where you start understanding, sorry about that, guys. You start accepting what divine flow is, how things work, and you let nature work its own way. You don't try and control it, you don't try and command it. You leave your egos on the side and you start accepting things. And this is a beautiful energy, If you see, it's all flowing in the circle of life. You let the nature be. You let the birds fly the way they are flying. You don't try and interfere. You don't try and create routes and route maps and guidances anymore. You trust what the divine has to offer to you. You trust in this transformation. Butterflies kind of represent transformation, they represent freedom, they represent liberation. So you trust all of that. You trust the divine and you trust the path of the divine that they've sorted. So this is where the DM is. They are finally healing to a level which is, according to me, I always feel when this kind of healing is happening, especially when it comes to self-love. This is a time when you're kind of nearing the phase of a meetup. So I don't think either you guys, those people, maximum people who want to be tuning into this message, either you are in separation right now or you haven't met this person. But this person is getting ready to meet you. Very, very honestly. The DM is getting ready to meet you. This meetup doesn't look too far off to me, but we will clarify as we go into the clarifiers. I'm just going to quickly take out the DF energy. What's the energy of the DF at this time? Please advise, spirits, what's the energy of DF at this time? Divine love. So DF is already on the divine love. I feel, this genders don't matter. This is not gender specific. So the divine feminine, whoever, it could be any gender adorning the, the feeling of divine feminine. So I believe the DF has already reached that zone of divine love. So the divine love will come after this stage. They are already like a little step ahead. So they might be feeling a little panicky or questioning as to where is the DM. Will they ever be able to figure this maze out? Will they ever be able to understand what this is? Will they ever reach out? So those kind of questions might be popping up. But I believe DFs have reached a zone where they are already in self-love. They are already detached from all the wrong elements. They are attracting only the right energies. If you see, let me just grab my pen here. Yep. If you see how The entire space is filled with the butterflies and the white flower. It's all showing purity and divinity, okay? So beings have surrounded themselves with their soul tribe. They are not surrounding, they're not allowing any negative or sad energies around them. I feel beings are being extremely careful who they're allowing and whom they are giving their energy to at this point in time. They know where they have reached, they're very confident of where they are, and so they're very protective. They might have set quite high boundaries around them that not everybody and anybody can walk into their energy zones. So what I'm getting is awakening. They know who, just look at how it looks like someone surrendered. Someone has surrendered to the divine. They understand the divine love, and they have surrendered to the divine love. They are fully awakened onto, if you see the lotus again, they are rising above whatever there is, which is a swampy area or swampy ideas, into blooming into a lotus. So they are looking like an empress. They are literally looking like an empress. The moment they might be looking absolutely beautiful. Krishna's flute was known to cause a lot of gopis and people to fall in love with music, in love with the whole environment. He was able to change the whole energy of environment with just one flute. So that's what I believe the DF is going through. They are right now possessing an energy which is so strong that they know exactly what is. They have a good sense of intuition, and not just that, they are in that zone of radiating that kind of divine energy. Loss. So they haven't reached this phase again in just like that. They have understood what they had to cut out of in their life to reach to this phase. They've understood the meaning of the tower and the death and whatever they had to go through to reach this zone. And they understand now why that loss happened. They completely get it. They might not have got it, 2 stages back, but they get it. They understand it. They know what this circle of life is, and they are okay with it. They have accepted it. So whatever grief that was a part of them in the tower moment, a stage and 2 before the stage, they've understood it. They have totally accepted it. This could also reflect a loss of ego, a death of ego if there was any. This could also reflect sometimes, when you go through those tower moments, you end up becoming a victim sort of mentality. You end up kind of constantly thinking, I never did anything wrong. It was always the other person. So now that's all gone. The DF, I believe, knows exactly whatever mistakes or say whatever falterations or red flags they missed out on. They're being very fair in their this thing. So let's go for DMs. What's the overall energy? What's the overall message here? Romance. What's the overall message from the DF to their DM? What's the overall message from the DF to their DM? Improving health. So the DF wants the DM to improve their health, whether emotional, physical, balancing of chakras. They still feel that the DM might need a bit more time to come towards them. The DM's message to the DFs is that they are kind of, looking forward to this romantic alignment once again. And that is why they are working that hard. They are nearing that time, and I feel the DMs can sense it. The DMs can definitely sense it. So the DMs, I also feel, are ready with this cup of love, and they want to give it to the DM only when they believe that the DM is in their, balanced chakra zone. It's also possible some of the DMs are currently working literally on improving their physical health, given the change of seasons. So let's go into clarifying these cards, and then we'll get to know more. Okay, so what is with the acceptance? So we're going into the DM read first. DM towards to DF, the messages. What's about acceptance? What does DM want to tell DF through acceptance? What is this about? Okay, they are wanting to come forth to the DF with some sort of strength. So I think this is more of a message aimed at the twin flames in separation right now, or that the DMs have gone through some sort of separation and they want to come towards you with complete strength and energy. Okay, they don't want to make a half-baked effort. They want to give it their full best effort. They've, I think, accepted whatever. So what is that they have accepted? Death. They've accepted that their player energies, that's what Knight of Rods means to me. Their player energies need to be put to a rest and they have to look at it from a long term perspective. I think in your case specifically, for most of you who are listening to this read, your DM did not even realize that this was a twin flame connection. I think your person just took it as another fling, some sort of generic, nothing long term, only to realize that this is not some normal, flingish, temporary connection. This is something very strong. I think they were taken aback by the strength of this connection. What's the trust? What's the trust? Spirits, what's with trust? Seven of Pentacles. They're looking back. They're looking back, remembering the time of when you guys were together, the amount of efforts that have been put into this relationship, the amount of hard work that's gone into this relationship, basically. They are remembering all of this. They're remembering all the hard work that they have put into themselves as well. It's not been a very easy journey for them also. And they are kind of moving away from this juggling energy. Finally, I feel they're finding that inner balance. They didn't have the balance. There was a lack of balance. They might have been moving in and out of your life. They might have been giving less, taking more. And they're feeling sad about this now. As they think of it, they might have offered you something very small. Like a page energy, something very, very small. They did not, I don't think your DM understood the meaning of this love. Or this connection. Something they did not understand about this connection. Somebody's coming back. You already know this person. Or it was to do with their past, some traumas of the past, some emotional traumas of their past. Something about that made them imbalanced, that made them question themselves, question their self-worth, feel that they weren't good enough for you. Something around this, okay? What's with self-love? They walked away. They walked away because they didn't think they were good enough for you. And this normally happens in twin flame energies. It's very, very normal that a separation happens if a very, very strong twin flame connection it starts off when both are not on the same equal balance. It is very, very normal for this to happen. And there will be a separation period because the DM or the DF, generally it is the DM who feels, they put the DF on a pedestal, okay? And they start feeling that they are not good enough. And they might be just hampering the chances of the DF to get somebody much better than them. So they walk away. And it's when they walk away and they heal and they remember the past times. Very Piscean energy. Water sign. It's when they remember the past energy. They realize that they need to manifest this back. They really do have what it takes within them and they can balance it out, but they might keep a lot of things hidden also. They might not be showing everything to you. I believe this is how they feel about this connection in you. They see you as their divine counterpart now, finally. They're awakened to this. They're accepting this connection for what the strength it is. It's possible that if this is the DS who are listening, the DF is someone who loves nature, flowers, possibly a vegetarian, or could be loving fruits. You could have pets at home, but someone who's abundant, someone who's happy, a team player, abundant, wanting to work and put in energies towards and efforts towards the connection. So what is the message from the DM to the DF? What is the message from the DM to the DF? they are wanting to come towards you with this offer of let's build our foundation strong. There was something that was not right in the foundation. As I said, this is very, very common in twin flame journeys. When a very strong connection meets in the initial time, when the connection is too strong and both are not coming from the same plane or the same vibration, the foundation does not get formed properly. And that's when the separation period happens, because one or both have to work on themselves. And when they meet again is when they are meeting on an equal level. Only then the divine will let this meeting happen, not before that. So you both will have to, constantly work on yourselves. You'll have to keep faith in the journey, in the divine timing. And I'm going to take out a few message cards from the DM to the DF. These are also the energy cards, so we'll also know at what energy is the DM vibrating on. So let's see. What energy is this DM vibrating on? Please advise what's the messages or what's the energy. Teamwork. So there was 3 of Pentacles, right? My actions were not right. Wait for me. Let's start over. Win is coming. Oh, there's something else. Follow your heart. That's their message for you. Follow your heart. So if you are feeling a little, hurt, and if you're still not over the hurt that they might have left you with, they are requesting you to follow your heart. They are ready to put in the teamwork, the team effort that's required to build this connection. No, there was no 3 of Pentacles, but there's a very 3 of Pentacles energy, teamwork. My actions weren't right. They've understood, that's what I'm saying. They've understood that I have a feeling it's clear. They were being a player, they were being codependent, they were being in and out, they were juggling, possibly with another person, if not another situation, or it could be a financial issue as well for some of you. But whatever it was, they were not 100% into this connection. And I have a feeling it is due to some past trauma of theirs. It is something that has happened in their childhood, or it is something that has happened in their past relationships. They did not feel that they were good enough for you. And they have now overcome this problem. I have a feeling this person is right around the corner. Okay, let's do a read about that. Also, where is the DM? Where is this DM? What is their plan of action? Let's see what is their plan of action for the month of November. What is the plan of action for the month of November? And for December, please advise plan of action for December. Okay guys, so for some of you, I feel this person might make a move in November because there is the Sun card. This is the starting over card. Let's start over. What the message that they had given. And for some of you, it is November. With the Hierophant, this is again let's start over card. But I'm getting more of November for a lot of you because they are wanting to leave something behind. Somebody, some people, some situation. If they were juggling you with another person, then that person, or some people who were trying to become an issue in your relationship, then those set of people, something they want to leave behind to come towards you. And that's again a travel card. King of Rods is someone who plans, who's very practical. With the practical energy, they want to set out a path to come towards you. Now, for December, the energy I'm getting, of course, we'll do more reads in November and December, and you can tune in at that time as well. I'm still getting healing, but once they've healed, they are going to be able to communicate properly. They're going to be able to communicate openly with a very mature fashion and balanced fashion, and something for the long term, something which is committed and not just frivolous, basically. That's what I'm getting. So moving into the DF read. Let me take the clarifiers here. What is the divine love from a DF perspective to DM? What is the divine love from DF to DM? Cups. So either the DF, I believe, is really filled with a lot of emotions right now. The DF is feeling that love from the divine, and they are, of course, falling in love with themselves. They are also at this time possibly exploring passions, their hobbies, something creative. They might have taken up painting or embroidery, or whatever that they feel like. Somehow they're expressing their love and their creativity and moving into their passions, dwelling into their passions. It could also mean that they might be attracting a lot of offers at this time. What is with this Knight of Cups? Please advise what's with the Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's quite possible that they might be attracting a lot of offers, and which is putting them into some sort of conflicting doubts whether they should wait for you. Will you be coming back or not? So, they are now moving into energy of even thinking possibly whether this was right or not right, because they've been waiting for that long. So some DFs could be in that zone of, sometimes you get into that zone of confliction where I'm not sure if, what am I getting the right vibes? Was this the person? Was this my person? Was DM the right DM? Did I just think it was a fake twin flame and I thought that they were my right twin flame? So all those kind of questions might be cropping up in their mind. Because you see, they have been a little a step ahead in this game. What's with awakening? Awakening is being answered by awakening. This is very interesting. Possibly they are mirroring you. Possibly, because that's also very common in twin flame, and possibly you are mirroring them. That they are awakening and that's leading you to awaken your own self. So DMs, it's quite possible your DF is leading the path. It's quite possible you are leading the path. Whatever way you guys are, I feel, mirroring each other. You are looking at the entire, you got DMs, you got a 7 of Pentacles for this, in case you've just joined in. So you also got a mirroring energy of looking back at the past, dwelling at the past, trying to understand what went right, what went wrong, what could be improved, what was not correct, what actions need to be removed, and what were good, what are the rewards, everything. So they are also in that zone of trying to understand what happened and see the whole story. But this is a very standstill energy, okay? I'm not seeing movement here. So it doesn't look like the DFs are going to be making a move, transformation. So whatever this awakening had to lead to, the transformation is happening. It's happening at the DF end as well as the DM end. So you guys are mirroring each other, and I feel that cycle of grief has been broken. The cycle of mirroring each other and grief has been broken, and now the cycle of healing and transforming has begun for both of you. Loss. The Chariot. So there is some sort of a movement here, or they are expecting a movement. They might be moving for work or from emotional perspective. They might be traveling. The DF wants to travel. Sometimes you just want to, or this can also mean balance. This can also mean inner balance, where you're just balancing out your own energies. A lot of determination for sure that the DF has acquired over the last few weeks. A lot of strength, a lot of mental strength. Yes, I feel the DF is moving somewhere. I believe the DF is wanting to move towards calmer waters. They might actually be doing a travel or some sort of taking a break, but they do want to move somewhere. They want to move. There's this feeling of movement. What's with improving health? What's with improving health? What's with improving health? Spirits. Oh, wow. I think DF is really taking care of themselves. I think the DF is really putting in a lot of effort on themselves. And whether physically or emotionally, or they're meditating, or they are literally taking care of their skin. I'm kind of feeling hair spa, and I'm hearing massage. I'm getting those kind of words right now. So they're really taking care of themselves. They're gaining a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And that's really attracting a lot of positive energy towards them. Page of Swords. So they are being blunt, okay? The DFs have been quite conscious in who they're allowing in their personal boundary space. They understand the kind of work that they have put in and the energy level that they have reached, and they don't want anyone and everyone coming and interfering with this energy. They are keeping boundaries, and they might also be keeping an eye on you, DMs, quite possibly. This is an energy of keeping an eye on the other partner, on being a little active on social media, possibly, or just knowing, keeping a tab on where you are. That's quite possible, DMs. So, overall, what is a message that the DF wants to give to the DM? Overall, what's the message? Message from DF to DM. What is the message from DF to DM? Please advise. What's the message? Ten of Swords. They're ready to set aside all the past burdens and hurts and whatever pains, and they want to start a new trip. If you see, the bags are packed. They're ready to leave behind all the heartache, heart pain, and they want to start this new, fresh journey. The person's walking out of the door in towards the sun. So they are ready to walk towards the sun. As I said, with the Six of Swords and with the Chariot, they figure they don't want to dwell too much in the past. They don't want to get into this energy of you did this, I did this. They don't want to get into the bigger pattern of it. They really want to pack their bags, move out of this hot zone, head to somewhere fresh, start something fresh. That's where the DF is. They might have actually physically relocated, given this card, they might have actually physically relocated their place of living. It's quite possible that DMs, if you show up at where they used to live earlier, you might just find a lock and key there. So, I believe the DF's message for DM is that they're ready to move. They're ready to move towards calmer waters. They have done all the work that was required. They feel they are absolutely ready in this journey. They are filled with a lot of love and emotion, and they're in control of their emotions. They're no longer in letting the emotions control them. They are in the reverse sort of zone. They have, as I said, they might have isolated themselves. That's the energy I'm getting. They might have isolated themselves, and they're ready for a solid romantic relationship. Cautious, trustworthy, so all of those factors. So let's see what messages they might have for you, DMs. What's the message or the energy that they are vibrating in? Energy of the DF, message from the DF to the DM. I find you sizzling, never met anyone like you, hot and cold. So, this did come out earlier, DMs, that you might have been a bit in and out of this relationship. You might have been juggling, but this is all in the past. But they still love you. Okay, you still are attractive to the DF. You are still someone that completely holds their heart, even though everything that has happened. And they might be showing a little bit of cold shoulder right now. They are obsessed with you, but they feel there was an emotional overload. I feel this emotional overload is more towards, kind of moving towards the devil sort of energy card, that they could have been overthinking, there could have been over possessiveness, there could have been over control, something about emotions going a little over and not managed. Secrets exposed I got when I was shuffling. So some sort of a secret possibly the DFs have got to know, and there is distance. There is distance between the two of you, but I believe this is more of physical distance. and you guys are emotionally still connected. Will you believe is a question mark. So there is something that they themselves can't believe. They feel disbelief. They are trusting on the divine timing. Here, they believe that in the divine timing, you guys will meet. Too many arguments. They're kind of tired of whatever conflicts have been going on. Very, very tired. They want to move into a quiet, peaceful zone, possibly just have some time off for themselves. That's also a big possibility. So this is the messages I have for you, DMs and TFs. Sorry, I have forgotten one thing. I want to do an outcome card read for what the DF's outcome is. The outcome DF, what's DF's actions towards DM in November? DF's actions towards DM in November. They want to start a new cycle. PMs, very honestly, they want to move away from whatever abandonment issues, or if you left them out in the cold, or if they left you, whatever way it works. DFs want to start a new chapter. They want to start a new cycle. They're now getting, I think, a little restless. I'm getting a feeling of restlessness here. They really want to travel fast. They don't want to wait and hang around anymore. The lovers. They know that this is the soulmate connection. They want that soulmate connection. They want it right away types. This is the feeling I'm getting. So November, they are moving towards this. So it's quite possible that November, what I saw, equal give and take. I did see the DMs moving towards the DF. So this is quite possible that for a lot of you, there is a meetup happening in the month of November. A lot of you are coming together in the month of November. That's the read I have, guys. I hope you like the way I read. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a like, and follow the channel. See you soon.